Hello, Liverpool's own news supporters. Today's bulletin brings you the full scoop from Anfield, where manager Arne Slot held a press conference to introduce Liverpool's latest signing, Gabriel Jesus. We'll focus on what was said at the conference and explore the Athletic's background, style, and potential impact without mentioning other squad names, keeping the spotlight entirely on Jesus and the club's vision. First, the context. Just last week, Liverpool's hierarchy negotiated a deal to bring Gabriel Jesus to Merseyside. Rumours had swirled for days, but the club kept details under wraps until the press conference. Held at the training grounds media suite, the room was packed with journalists and cameramen. Flashes greeted Arne Slot as he took the lectern beside Liverpool's sporting director. The manager began with measured enthusiasm, thanking everyone for attending. He emphasized that capturing Jesus' signature represented a pivotal moment for the club's project. With a quiet confidence, he explained that the negotiation had been conducted discreetly and that all parties, club executives, Jesus' representatives, and his former club had worked tirelessly to finalize the paperwork. Slot's opening remarks highlighted the athlete's reputation. He described Gabriel Jesus as a proven performer at the very highest level, praising his work ethic, versatility, and hunger to win. The manager noted that Jesus had consistently demonstrated an ability to rise to big occasions, both domestically and internationally. He spoke of the excitement greeting Jesus as he arrived at Anfield earlier that morning, when a small group of staff and academy players watched as the player emerged from his car, posed for photos, and then disappeared inside for medical tests. Slot stressed that, although the announcement might appear sudden to some, the decision had been long in the making, with the club refining its strategy to bring in a forward who could flourish under his tactical system. After discussing the club's pursuit of Gabriel Jesus, Arne Slot shared details of the transfer. He confirmed that the fee was in the region of £50 million, with potential add-ons taking the total to around £60 million. Payment terms, he said, were structured over 4 years to allow the club flexibility in managing finances responsibly, especially under current economic constraints. The contract, Slot explained, would run until the summer of 2028, with an option for an additional year, a clear indication of Liverpool's long-term faith in Gabriel's ability to perform at Anfield. When a reporter asked about the length of the deal, Slot replied, "We envision Gabriel as a central figure in our forward line for years to come, someone who can grow into a leadership role on and off the pitch." Next, the manager addressed the fan base directly. He acknowledged the passion and loyalty of supporters, many of whom are long-term followers well into middle age. He emphasized that this signing was designed not only to bolster the squad's quality but to give the fan base something to cheer about, especially as the club aims to recapture former glories. Arne Slot spoke of the importance of having a player who connects with the community, someone fans can see as a role model for young hopefuls. He recalled how Gabriel Jesus' humility and professionalism shone through during initial discussions, leaving no doubt that he would embrace the club's values both inside the stadium and in the local area. To underscore that point, Slot mentioned forthcoming community engagements, such as visits to local schools and charity events, which the new striker was already keen to participate in. Turning from club matters to the athlete himself, Arne Slot offered insights into Gabriel Jesus' career path. Born and raised in São Paulo, Jesus rose through a respected Brazilian academy before making his professional debut at just 17. Slot reminisced about studying videotapes of Jesus' early days, in which he displayed an instinctive knack for finding pockets of space inside box formations and an unerring ability to anticipate defensive lapses. He highlighted how, over the subsequent years, Gabriel's game evolved. He added physical resilience, improved his aerial prowess, and fine-tuned his finishing with both feet. Slot emphasized that, despite his relatively modest frame, Gabriel's low center of gravity allows him to pivot quickly, change direction in tight spaces, and stay on his feet under pressure, attributes that make him dangerous in congested areas. Slot also drew attention to Jesus' international experience. He cited that, by his mid-30s, the striker had already accumulated more than 50 caps for his national team, playing in major tournaments and scoring crucial goals against top-level opposition. The manager pointed out that such exposure to high-pressure environments would stand him in good stead in front of the Anfield faithful. He believed that adjusting to the Premier League's tempo would be manageable for someone who had already excelled in a similarly dynamic context. Describing Jesus' mentality, Slot used phrases like relentless drive, tactical intelligence, and constant demand for the ball, all of which he deemed essential for a forward operating in Liverpool's system. He added, "Gabriel isn't just about scoring, he's about creating opportunities, linking play and leading the line." His hunger and desire to improve every day impressed us from the start. During the question and answer segment, a journalist asked about potential adaptation challenges. Slot answered candidly, saying that every player moving from a different league faces an adjustment period, differences in climate, style of play, and even fan expectations. However, he reassured everyone that the club had prepared exhaustive support mechanisms, language tutors, dietary advisors, and a dedicated liaison officer to assist with housing and family needs. As Slot put it, "We want Gabriel to focus solely on his football. Everything else will be taken care of." He also emphasized that the athlete's wife and children would receive club assistance in relocating, ensuring that his loved ones settled smoothly into life in Liverpool by the time the session concluded. It was clear that Slot viewed Gabriel Jesus not merely as a summer signing but as an integral part of the club's future. Now let's consider the player's attributes in detail. Gabriel Jesus stands around 1.75 meters tall, a height that belies his impressive vertical leap and ability to win headers. His acceleration from a standing start can unsettle even well-drilled defenses, particularly when combined with his sharp first touch. While he is often deployed centrally, Slot hinted that Gabriel could operate in multiple forward positions, sometimes dropping slightly deeper to link with attacking midfielders or drifting to the flanks to exploit space behind fullback. This versatility stems from his youth career, where he rotated between roles in a fluid front line. Slot praised that adaptability, noting, "Gabriel sees the game in 360 degrees. He knows when to press, when to rotate, and when to make that decisive run." He added that watching Jesus on the training pitch underscored his capacity to absorb tactical instructions quickly and apply them during fast-paced drills. From a technical standpoint, Jesus combines close control with clinical finishing. He favors low-driven shots on the ground, but he can also curl finesse attempts with both his left and right feet. At times, he'll draw multiple defenders before releasing a pass to a teammate, demonstrating that he can be as devastating in his selflessness as in his individual brilliance. Slot noted that Gabriel's penalty record was exemplary, confident yet composed under pressure, a quality that often comes to the fore late in tight contests. In build-up play, he displays commendable patience. He will hold off markers, wait for support, and feed the ball into more creative players, rather than forcing blocked shots. Such self-sacrifice, Slot said, can elevate the entire attacking unit by encouraging intelligent movement and creating space for others. Defensively, Gabriel Jesus is far from a passive figure. Slot explained that modern strikers must contribute to the press, and Jesus has always responded enthusiastically to that call. He spoke of De Jong's former club matches in which Jesus tracked back 30 to 40 meters to close down opponents, an indication of his commitment to collective effort. Slot was clear that, while scoring goals remains Jesus' primary duty, his willingness to press aggressively, cut off passing lanes, and force defenders into errors aligns perfectly with the manager's philosophy. He praised Jesus' work rate, remarking he never stops moving. He always looks to create angles and support the team by applying pressure at the right time. Beyond on-field qualities, Slot addressed Gabriel Jesus' character off the pitch. He lauded the striker's sense of humility despite his achievements. Gabriel remained grounded, always seeking to learn. Slot shared an anecdote about their first meeting. After a formal handshake, Jesus took the initiative to ask about the club's youth academy and coaching methodologies. He inquired specifically about junior training sessions, and whether he might occasionally visit to offer guidance to young prospects. Slot said that such gestures revealed an athlete who did not see himself as above anyone else, a trait that would endear him to supporters, especially those who have followed the club through thick and thin.